It was one of those quiet nights when the whole world seems to be holding its breath. The trees were still, the air was soft, and the sky above Ella's window was darker than she'd ever seen it. Ella couldn't sleep. She lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, when she heard a sound, a tiny humming sound, almost like someone singing far away. At first, she thought she was dreaming, but the hum grew a little louder, gentle and warm, and it seemed to come from outside. She sat up, pressed her nose to the window, and whispered, "Hello?" And then she heard it. A voice, quiet but clear. "Ella," it said, "do you know who spoke first in the dark?" Ella blinked in surprise. "Who's talking?" she asked. "Follow the hum," said the voice, "and you'll see." Before Ella could even think, a soft light filled her room. It shimmered like dust in sunlight. The light wrapped around her gently, and suddenly she wasn't in her bed anymore. She was floating. Below her, the houses were smooth and still. The clouds drifted beneath her feet, and above her, the stars were brighter than she had ever imagined. They sparkled and twinkled, thousands of them, like tiny candles in the sky. One star shone a little brighter than the rest. It pulsed as if it were alive. When Ella looked at it, the voice spoke again. "I am the first star," it said kindly. "Before me there was only darkness and silence." Ella floated closer. "That sounds lovely," she said softly. "It was," said the star. "But one night I listened to the dark. It wasn't scary at all. It was just waiting for someone to shine." Ella tilted her head. "So you decided to be the first light?" "Yes," the star said. "I was a little scared, but I thought maybe if I glow, someone else will too." As the first star spoke, Ella saw other stars begin to flicker awake all around them. One, then two, then 10, then 100. Each one blinked to life, spreading light across the sky. "Look," said the first star proudly. "They saw my glow and they began to shine too. That's how the night sky was born. Ella's eyes sparkled. You started it all. The star gave a warm laugh, more like a hum than a sound. Maybe, but light is meant to be shared. One glow can start 1,000 others. For a while, Ella and the star floated together, watching the others twinkle. The air was quiet, but not empty. It felt alive, soft, and full of tiny sounds, like the night was breathing. Ella whispered, "The dark doesn't seem so big anymore." "That's because you can see its heart," said the star. "Even the darkest night has room for a little light." The stars began to fade a little, turning softer and calmer. "It's time to rest now, Ella," it said. "You have your own glow inside you. You just forget to see it sometimes." Ella smiled sleepily. "Will I see you again?" "Always," said the star. "Just look up." The light around Ella wrapped her like a blanket, and she began to drift downward. The stars blurred into silvery dust. The humming grew slower, like a lullaby. Back in her bed, everything was still. Through her window, one star blinked, once, twice, as if to say good night. Ella smiled. The dark no longer felt empty. It felt safe. And as her eyes closed, she thought she heard the star's voice one last time, whispering, "Sleep, little light, even the smallest glow can keep the night company." Ella woke up to a soft shimmer above her bed. At first, she thought it was moonlight, but then she realized the tiny glimmer was moving. She rubbed her eyes and whispered, "Hello?" The sparkle twinkled twice, as if answering. Then it floated toward her window. Ella sat up. "Wait! Where are you going?" The sparkle paused just long enough for Ella to put on her slippers and tiptoe after it. Outside, the night air smelled like cool silver. The grass sparkled with dew, and the stars above seemed to lean closer, watching. The tiny light drifted toward the edge of the garden, where an old telescope sat waiting. Ella looked through the telescope and gasped. There, in the dark velvet of the sky, was a comet, but not like any she'd seen before. It was curled up in its own tail of dust and light, snoring softly. The sparkles zipped into the telescope and vanished. Then Ella heard a sleepy voice, low and rumbly, echoing from the stars. Who's that peeking at me? Ella giggled. It's me, Ella. Are you asleep? The comet yawned, sending a little puff of stardust swirling across the sky. Trying to be, but I can't stop worrying. I was supposed to fly across the Milky Way tonight, and now I'm late. Ella thought for a moment. Maybe you just need someone to keep you company while you rest. The comet blinked, surprised. No one's ever offered before. So Ella climbed into her telescope like it was a tunnel of light, and whoosh, she was soaring among the stars. She floated beside the sleepy comet, who looked like a giant cat curled up in moonlight. Close your eyes, Ella said kindly. I'll sing you something. And softly she began. Drift and dream through silver streams, stars will hum your name. Close your eyes, no need to fly. Morning comes the same. Drift and dream through silver streams, stars will hum your name. Close your eyes, no need to fly. Morning comes the same. The comet's eyes fluttered shut. Its tail slowed to a gentle shimmer. All around them, the other stars began to hum along, a quiet lullaby of space. Ella leaned back, feeling warm and weightless. Good night, sleepy comet, she whispered. And just before she drifted off too, she heard the comet's last murmur. Good night, Ella. See you on the next orbit. Then everything became still and soft again. The hum of stars, the quiet air, and Ella's own breathing, slow and steady. It had been raining all day in Ella's town. Not a big storm, just soft, patient rain that tapped against her window, like tiny fingers saying, Are you still awake? Ella sat curled up in her blanket, watching little rivers slide down the grass. When the rain finally stopped, the air outside smelled clean and new. She opened the window just a crack, and a cool breeze drifted in, carrying the faintest sound, like a sigh or song. Hello? She whispered into the night. And then, just like that, a puff of cloud drifted by her window. Only this one was glowing faintly blue. It circled once, then formed into the shape of a tiny person holding a long paintbrush made of light. "Who are you?" Ella asked in wonder. The little figure bowed. "I'm Kiro, a cloud painter," he said proudly. "I paint the morning skies, but tonight I can't sleep." Ella blinked. "Cloud painters sleep?" "Of course we do," said Zero. "When we rest, the clouds stay white and quiet. But when we're awake for too long, well," he pointed to the horizon. The sky was full of strange, jumbled colors, blue and orange, tangled like yarn. "I was supposed to make the dawn look soft and peaceful," Zero sighed. "But I've been worried I won't get it right." Ella smiled gently. "Maybe I can help you. I know what it's like to be afraid of not doing something perfectly." He tilted his head. "Really?" Ella nodded. "Once I tried to paint the stars, but my paper got all smudged. I almost gave up." He floated closer. "What did you do?" "I took a deep breath," Ella said softly, "and remembered that the stars don't mind if my painting isn't perfect. They still shine." Zero's little face brightened. "That's true. Maybe I just need to relax before morning." He dipped his glowing brush into the air, and a swirl of pale silver mist appeared. "Would you like to help me paint the sky?" he asked. Ella's eyes widened. "Can I?" With a shimmer of light, Zero touched his brush to her hand, and suddenly she was floating beside him, weightless and warm. All around them, the night stretched wide and gentle. Zero swept his brush in long, lazy strokes, spreading clouds like soft feathers. Ella copied him, tracing slow loops through the sky. Together, they painted gentle wisps that turned the world below calm and quiet. When their work was almost done, Zero said, "Every painting needs a finishing touch." He dipped his brush once more and drew a glowing crescent in the sky. The moon peeked out shyly, lighting up their sleepy creation. Ella smiled. "It's beautiful." Zero yawned, floating lower. "You're right. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to feel peaceful." Ella watched as he curled up on a soft patch of cloud, his brush resting beside him. The stars began to hum gently again, just like they did for the sleepy comet. Ella sat beside Zero and began to sing, her voice barely above a whisper. "Brush the clouds with silver light, paint your dreams in calm tonight. Every color fades away till the dawn begins the day. Brush the clouds with silver light. Paint your dreams in calm tonight. Every color fades away till dawn begins a brand new day. Zero's breathing slowed. The clouds drifted into soft, steady shapes. Ella felt her own eyes growing heavy. "Good night, cloud painter," she murmured, and as the first hint of morning touched the sky, she drifted off too, surrounded by silver clouds and dreams that glowed quietly like stars. The night was quieter than usual. No breeze through the trees, no hum of distant stars, not even the soft rustle of air that usually whispered through Ella's curtains. She lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Something about the stillness felt different. Not empty exactly, but waiting, as if the whole sky had paused for a breath. Then, tap, 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 something brushed against her window. Ella sat up and peered outside. Floating there was a lantern. Its glass shimmered like moonlight through water, and inside it a golden glow flickered softly, almost like it was breathing. "Hello?" she whispered. The lantern tilted in greeting, then slowly opened like a blooming flower. From its center stepped a tall, gentle figure wrapped in robes of deep blue and gold. Their voice sounded like a lullaby carried on a breeze. "I am Somni," they said, "the keeper of dreams." Ella blinked. "Keeper of dreams?" Somni smiled. "Yes, I collect the dreams that wander too far and help them find their way home before morning." Tiny sparks floated around them, hundreds of little lights, each drifting like sleepy fireflies. "Are those dreams?" Ella asked softly. "They are," Somni said. "Some belong to children still fast asleep. Others have drifted away and forgotten where to go." One small spark hovered near Ella's hand. It pulsed faintly, as though nervous. Ella cupped her palms around it. "It feels sad." Somni nodded. "This dream was about flying, but the dreamer woke up before it reached the sky." Ella looked up, her eyes wide. "Can we help it finish?" Somni smiled again. her eyes warm. That's why I came. They lifted the lantern high, and a soft path of light stretched into the night. Come, Ella, the stars are waiting. Ella stepped forward, and suddenly she was weightless. The floor vanished beneath her feet, replaced by a quiet ocean of air and stars. The world below glowed faintly, wrapped in silver mist. Somni opened the lantern, and the lost dream floated free. It shimmered brightly until, before Ella's eyes, it became a bird made entirely of light. She gasped, "It's beautiful!" The glowing bird fluttered its wings uncertainly. Somni whispered, "Dreams only need a little kindness to remember how to soar." Ella reached out and stroked the bird's glowing feathers. It chirped softly, then lifted off, higher and higher, until it left a trail of gold across the sky. Somni's voice was quiet. Now it will find its way back to the one who dreamed it. Ella smiled. I wish I could do that for every dream. You already do, Somni said gently. Every time you listen to the stars. The night began to fade, stars dimming one by one. Somni lowered the lantern, its light growing softer. It's time to rest now, little dreamer, she said. The stars will keep whispering even when you sleep. Ella felt her bed beneath her again, her blanket warm, her pillow cool and soft. Outside, dawn brushed the sky with pink and silver. She whispered, barely awake, "Good night, keeper of dreams." Then, in a sleepy voice, she began to sing a tune that drifted like a feather. Close your eyes, the night is deep. Stars will guard the dreams you keep. Every wish, both near and far, rests tonight beneath one star. Her voice faded into a sigh. The golden light blinked once near her window, then floated away with the rising sun. And Ella slept, calm, safe, and still, as the whispers of the stars watched over her one last time.